Hello Blender folks, welcome and welcome back. This is Gnomes and this is, well, we are arriving at the weekend. This is another episode of session, right, of live stream with character rigging for world building. And this time we're gonna rush more into this shape keys for the mouth of Aisha, this original character of mine. And we've got this bone here, which is a master keys mouth. So basically what it does, we have already some wide, this is some combination between many features which can cause this kind of disruptions, but essentially let's get the soundtrack here also and play some chronometer counter, not a countdown here, just a chronometer, so easy to spot here what we got. So we have this tall, we have a purse which is not exactly working. Oh, actually we need to maybe remake this anatomic lips, which is another kind of shape key, but the ones that I'm making eventually we're gonna retake the anatomic lips. But here, so the tall, it maybe we could expand this a little more. Why it's so limited? I've made that choice. So have this wide purse, which is not being very good, so maybe we should retake that. And also puff cheeks, which is not directly related to the lips, although, so it's not all super good, but it is sufficient for getting this project done, I believe. So so I'm not gonna retake only the purse maybe, but essentially we're gonna make a few more. They're already driven here, so the drive is very easy. Basically you can type here, so just multiply the variable, which is the one axis of this. So if we then multiply it so it's faster, depends on the world space, I think, the scale of the objects, right, in relation to the movement of the bomb, but we find whichever works. Then here in this case I had to multiply by 4, so it was the closest thing. And so we need to make some more shape keys, right? So we'll start with the happy and sad, could be the same. I suspect ideally this is not a good idea to have just a inverse of the extrapolation. Like you can put range minimum and a negative value, for instance, because even though it sounds logical, it's actually can cause terrible results because the mesh is not symmetric up and down, not exactly, right? It depends if we deform in a plane, but these are shape keys, so that could work indeed, but because if we move up from here, they'll move down from here, so it might as well work, but this will certainly not be as clean as if we had just 2 more shape keys, but we'll see. If it's satisfying, we can just make one happy that works for set. Also, there's the idea that if you want something more realistic, probably the sad expression has different features on the mouth, lips. Certainly there would be some. It's not like mechanistic like that, so that will be very lazy, right, folks? So it also depends on the character design, of course. So to make that, we're gonna, this puff cheeks can maybe go to the top because it has, it's a different category. These are only for the ones I'm building here. They are just for the mouth lips, muzzle lips, and this is for both. This one special in the Universal Sonic Mouth Rig, it goes back to the ghost muzzle dummy mesh, which is behind, which is wire mesh, and that it is a target shrink wrap target for this shrink wrap modifier, which is not, why it is not enabled even. Okay, it was not enabled, so we were having some weird results naturally. So actually the forms are here much better with the shrink wrap. So I left it off for some reason, and I know what's happening here is just this mesh in the mouth interior is not wave painted properly with the lips, so this is causing some weird some weird, sometimes it appears more than it needs. So the bag of the mouth interior, which is a connected mesh to this to the face, to the body, so probably will keep like that as long as it works, but if it starts to get too complicated, I'll change it to something else. Alright, let's get Gia de Pedra. Hello, good job, thank you, welcome to the channel. So here we're going to make more shape keys, right? So you see that maybe you're not seeing, I have this, yes, I think it's readable, right? There is this to-do list, so we'll go start. Yeah, I'm very curious about the round. I never did it, and we need it to make good combination of some ideas. It's very hard, I found, to get the lips rounded. You see what happens without some very laborious work here. It's very annoying. Maybe Bendy Bones would do this better, but then with shape keys we could probably do this easily. And also turns out that, yeah, so this is probably good on those assets if you get the ideal. But then there's another problem. If you try to reduce this, like the purse, it will be, let's use the bone, the purse is this, so you see, so you need to probably combine. So I find this super complicated, this combination of stuff, so maybe that's why riggers usually prefer to just do shape keys morphs for the face rig and not bones, right? Because combining this is 2 layers of complications to handle, so it's indeed, it's very stupid to do that actually. Yeah, I'm sort of, it's that the shape key, there's a disadvantage, is that they not only they are linear, we cannot really control them, the middle of the action probably, like the bones we can pose, so this is very cool for subtle results. So anyways, let's make the shape key, right folks? So here, how I'll get this rounded, I have no idea how that would be done. So maybe I'll have to open the mouth and shape them. Oh yes, of course. So basically I'm gonna use the lips closed, and yeah, so this is the rest position for the mesh. I'm gonna hide the armature for now, we don't need it. We can also hide some other stuff, so hide the hair, hide the cloth, hide the mouth stuff, which is just the mouth interior stuff, hide the body, no, the eyes, so I can work here with less, well, let's the clothes on. So here we also need to use our special vertex group to hide mouth work. So just want, oh, we got some mistakes here. Let's remake this, add this, yes, this seems okay, right? So we're gonna assign here a max. This is just a, so I can do this, Shift H, there we go. And now we can work on the shape key. So I'm gonna get shape key, key 6, that would be round, or just O, round. For now it will be more readable, I think. For clarity, maybe I not that always not clear, but I'm not using this for lip sync yet. Lip sync might be, yeah, could work for lip sync. So this idea of white tall is a lip sync idea, a bit logical idea, but seems good. So here let's get this. Because I'm on edit mode, I think this should be. So I never know what is shape key edit mode. Display shape keys in edit mode for mesh only. Okay, I want to work on that. So let's start with this rounded thing. So it's hidden the mouth there. So this is why I'm having those problems. Oh, that will be a big problem. Yeah. So maybe I'm not shaping them. Yeah, I forgot. So they should be included in the shape keys. Right, so I left them too late. I'm not gonna bother it. Probably I'd like to delete those things. Maybe there's a better way, right? So I'm gonna just move this like that and try to shape. Actually, let's pick the lip itself. Strangely, there's some delay there, or yeah, there seems to be. Yeah, so instead of doing this, let's pick the whole face here. Let's pick those, and yeah, this no, it's not good enough. So for some reason, this proportional addition is failing me miserably, but now it should work. So for the rounded thing, try to, it doesn't need to be a big round face. It can mouth, it can be shape, right? It can be a small one, and maybe then later we can make a bigger one. So it's very annoying to pick this. Yeah, so maybe what I do here is just for the front, right? We can just pick those faces here, hide that, maybe that will be better. Let's save here. Then let's get these ones. Let's push them towards here. Here I probably need to reduce these. Let's start to work. So here's more minimum details. So need to make, so probably yes, this will be a really good case for bendy bones. Can probably solve this in a less chaotic way, in my experience. I think I have tested, but they cause other, they are not so good, I think, for the universal sonic mouth rig, because they are exactly they are too smooth. They smooth too much, and so by smoothing too much we sort of lose the quality of certain angular shapes of the mouth. Would be nice if the bendy bones could enter just at some sort of shape keys equivalent. Curious idea, right? But so they would enter like shape keys morphs, so it will be easy to shape those things. But this is working. It's just a bit time consuming. I've never done this, so this is why. This one, let's it seems it should be, yeah, I think that's enough. So let's just smooth this now and see if everything is, it seems to be a bit distorted. We could smooth this, why not? Here there seems to be also some distortion on this, taking off this, right. Why not? We can pick all this and smooth. And you see, okay, this is a combination of shapes. I think it's posed. So I'm gonna just to this is not correct. I think there are some bones here. Gonna try to. Well, there doesn't seem to be any bone, so I don't know why this. Why this is happening? Okay, so no bones here to reset. It's like the shape key didn't work entirely, like it was just. Oh, I see what's happening. No, it doesn't have any driver. All the drivers are set to 0. The Trifect Show, welcome back. What is happening? Yeah, so I'm making shape keys for the mouth. So you see, yesterday we've made puff cheeks for, yeah, so we got purse, which is when the mouth becomes small. So here I've just made a rounded one, as you can see here, but for some reason it is, I suspect it's some bone that would be doing this, but this is very strange. It's like, oh, there it is. No, this is wrong. It's nothing about extrapolation, it's not about drivers. Where is the base? Okay, the base is here. All of them are zeroed out. So why? Let's try again. So here we got tall, we got wide, we got purse, which is not very good. We got puff cheeks, which is for, we don't see very well, but it does puff cheeks, which seems a little weakened. Something happened. Oh yeah, apparently the shrink wrap is messing up this. It's like it didn't inherit the shape key for the shrink wrap, so let's check this out. So the mouth should be shape key, puff cheeks. Oh, it is not driven, of course. The drive, that's it, folks. The driver doesn't copy it itself. I totally forgot that, but that's okay. We just, no, this is a good for a highlight, folks. Let's make a maybe the developer should fix this in Blender, right? At this point, so annoying that you cannot copy driver directly, and there's no shortcut for copying the driver. We can probably add, yes, but yeah. So let's make the shortcut. At least you figured out the issue. Yeah, it's eventually, it takes time. So this is some guy made a presentation how to make Blender better. This is in Blender channel, right? How and he talks about these things. It start to troubleshoot the problem inside Blender UI for maybe for rigging. Then oh, it's not, it's this. No, it's not this. It's that. And this is so much about. It's not just about CG is complicated. It's that because Blender UI needs to be way much user friendly. Blender Guru, no, it was not Blender. Maybe it was Blender Guru, but it was a Blender presentation. Yes, I think it was some famous guy in the Blender community. Maybe you watch that, and it's fantastic because he told bluntly the truth, of course, with some humor. Few people can do that, I think, in a positive way like he did. So I did, yeah, yeah. So this is exactly that. Eventually, I would find the answer, but you see, it takes time. This one was, I was lucky because I had no, I totally forgot. I never transferred this puff chick. So let's make the highlight here. So I'm gonna make a complete new. Yeah, I'm. How to see? So I got this. It is here. Yes, okay, it is here. So just making sure that, yeah, okay, let's resume the, sorry folks, let's just resume the, all right, this is a mess, too much stuff to be organizing, so I need to start recording and then take a screenshot, right? Okay, and start. So here folks, there's a curious thing here. I was making a puff chick here. This is prescribed by the inverse sonic mount rig setup, but something is happening that the shape key that I've done for the it's not working on the driver. It's not the driver here. It's all working. The problem is that actually I transferred the mesh data to the ghost muzzle, you know, which is the mesh which is behind this one, that one, right? The ghost muzzle mesh, which is a dummy model. I call it ghost mesh, right? A muzzle ghost mesh, and that one, okay, it had the duplicate, the shrink, and then it's the shrink, it's the operation to shrink. It's a mesh operation, shrink, flatten, you find it anyways. But the problem is that, okay, it inherited the shape key, so it will move in sync, but you see the driver didn't got copied automatically, because drivers don't copy automatically. So if I were to see here, if I go on the main one, textured, and I just disable this, the shrink wrap modifier, then of course the puffy chicks worked. Otherwise they got also the shape key, the mesh, which is very interesting, right? Very interesting interaction, right? The shape key morphed mesh will also be affected. I don't know if first or after, but anyways, I say retroactively it will go be shrinked by the shrink wrap modifier. So you know what is first, the modifier, the shape key, the you name it, right? In bones maybe it's easy to understand this hierarchy. You know, you have priority like inverse kinematics. Sometimes you see this when resetting bones. Well, anyways, so here the idea would be to I'll have to copy this driver, so not so hard, right? We don't copy Control C here. We could add a shortcut, but not for me. This is not that something I use too much. So copy driver here, the puff chick, and then we go back to the ghost mesh here, which is there, you see, and just should work. Paste driver, so it's the same, and here that should be basically what I did for this driver, whichever, it's the same driver now. It's the multiply by 4 or negative 4 in this case, is just because this bone is aligned with this driver bone is aligned with world space, so the Y is in front here, right? So negative could go negative variable, right? But doesn't matter. So I think not in this case at least. So Y location, but this doesn't specify it if it's positive or negative. This is a bit annoying, right, in my opinion, but in the bone constraints or the drivers you cannot lock this directly from the thing here, so it's could be a nice feature. So you have to find some way that it will work here, or with the curves, or if you get bone constraint, limit location or whatever. But okay, so that is this problem solved. There seem to be some it is moving Something is not good here. These shouldn't be going back. I think I don't have this. Okay, let's see. Local space. I didn't protect this, so maybe this would need some graph editor thing, but this is another problem, so I leave it like that for now. And so you see, despite the, yeah, because now the muzzle is also doing that, so maybe just a limit location, that might be the cheapest thing. I hate those curves. So here let's just, but that would be more safer, right? So here, limit location, limit positive y, right? So just limit this to. All right, so y, the local space, of course. And there we go. So, well, maybe we could want just a little. I don't know. No, let's not complicate. So this is the way to go. And why it should go that far, right? So yeah, I think it's GY 0.4. No, GY4. No, GY. Oh, this is okay. We need to GX GY. Why it is not? Oh, it's -4. Sorry, folks. GY negative 0.4. GY negative. Okay, so never mind. So not gonna do the opposite. So just this is good enough. So that's it, folks. Let's also make a quick. This is a problem for the live stream, right? So I know. So I just stopped this recording, and let me just pick a screenshot here. Yeah, I know this is annoying. This is just for my organization, for my. I don't like how this bone is locked here, so I'm just gonna pick a quick screenshot here for this. Where is the shape key here? Shape key. Oh, we cannot pick the bone at the same time. Yeah, so. It would be better if I get, if I get the mirror off here, so everyone can see what's. It's not very clear. Like, let's hide the. No, cannot hide that. Just these arcades. So I have like two screenshots, right? Like one here, and then another one here. Yeah, so I'm just gonna get this faster later on. So, sorry, folks. It's first time I'm just testing this new setup here. So let's enable this, and so let's go back now to the. So save here. We got the puff chicks working now. It's the only one that is needing this. We can also use the subdivision surface modifier here, but no, don't want to sluggerish my model here, my rig. So here, let's get the round and see now what troubleshoot this thing. What is going here? Let's get the chat back here. And is that the cheekbones you're controlling? No, the cheekbones, they are. They will be in another bone layer, this muzzle, that has just the external bones, you see. So the muzzle bone layer has got these ones, the cheek bones. Yeah, this is that other bone is a special, is the one of the shape keys. This is the master keys mount, so that's just for. Yo, welcome David Santos, welcome to the channel. So here we got this cheekbone. This is this one doesn't have in the Universal Sonic mount rig, so I've made it as a as a way to get better deforms here, like it's a puff cheek top if you want. There are other bones in the eyes rig, integrated eyes rig here, that can also manipulate the mesh here. Like, it'll be better if you see the eyes here, and now this is eyelid. No, this is the. So this one can control these bones here. They are bendy bones, right? So we can. This is just an extra. It's more for the frontal part here, and maybe I would like to have one for. But we already have these ones for the chin. So this is a. So we can. I just don't have. Yeah, maybe we could do this. It's not super elegant, but yeah, it should be sufficient. If I want anything here extra, then let's see. I also have something at the top here. Yes, these are working. Okay, so these are. There's a ghost mesh also for the upper face, and there are lower face, which is the muzzle ghost dummy mesh. Yes, I know what this is. It's finding. It's like the how to say lol, right? Laughing out loud. So I have now the next thing here. Okay, let's go back to the. So I don't know what's happening here. I just made so as you see here, we have a round. It just starts to get in this strange shape. I've modeled like that. Oh yeah, of course. You see what's happening there? I forgot once again. I should note that there's a hole here because I've duplicated this whole mesh, but there's still a hole, so this is incorrect. So let's fix that. It's very simple. Just let's reset all the bones first, if there's anything. Reset any shape keys. No, there's no shape keys. It's zeroed out. Hello, I'm also a 3D modeler. Want to collaborate with me so we can learn from each other? Sure. Which kind of collaboration? Well, anyways, I like modeling. I'm not good at sculpting, but I like modeling. But I'm more into low poly stuff, right? So collaboration is it requires some more investigation of what's going on. So yeah, speak your mind, don't worry. If you can add me to Discord, I think my channel has Discord. I'm making a game, but I don't know how to animate. Oh yes, animation. So well, that can be interesting. I know how to animate, but I'm not a good 3D animator. I don't know very well the 3D animation technique. Okay, let's. Oh, there's the puff cheek is on, right? Or maybe not. There's something. I think. Yeah, I need to turn this off. All right, now it is fine. So here, what I need to do is. There seemed to be something wrong about how this mesh was. This will cause problem. What is happening here? It's like this mesh got inconsistent, or it's just how it is modeled by default. There's a cavity here. Well, maybe that should work anyways. Okay, I add. So facial rigging is quite difficult because of how expressive the face is compared to every part of the body. Yeah, the niche thing in rigging, right? Organic rigging, like everything seems to be very niched, and facial rig, as you pointed out, is one that there are so many things going on the face. If you want to express a face, but you know the base, this is good for now. Yes, the base, sure. But we need to talk about more about this stuff, right? Because collaboration is always something that needs mutual understanding of the project and all that. So I need to know the project you're doing, basically, and know more about the people involved. Of course, then if there is money or some sort of money involved, that's also energy, right, for some more extra participation. So anyways, this we can chat, don't worry about that. So we'll see what can. In principle, I'm often open to collaborations, but time is a great problem, right? Time, right? So small project, yes, small project. It's a game project. Just out question, which is the game engine that you are using? Or intend to use? So here, let's fix that. So basically this is simple. Just do this, and this, and then let's add some. Yeah, let's just get this. Here what we need to do is gonna subdivide this. No, I can't do this. This will create problems for the. So what I want to do is merge at center. Yeah, just do this, will be better. Merge at center. Merge at center. Merge at center. Merge at center. So here we got this, and this should be enough for this face. Although this can cause some issue. Okay, but see, this one needs to be subdivided because the target mesh of our shrink rat bone constraint, if it is not smooth, the bones, especially the bones, they slide on top of that, they will jumpy motion, terrible, because they would be control bones of deformed bones, and then you have an animation that is not smooth. It's not about the keyframe, is about really the motion will be stepped, interrupted, and crazy. It's not good. So this is why this mesh needs to be subdivided. Even if it's subdivided less than that, this is bad already. So this can cause trouble, because if we need to keep this thing, maybe we need to apply, this can lag a lot. So I was fixing some of this stuff in the eyes, which also had some massive subdivisions which were a mistake. So Unity, yeah, that's nice. So, and Blender 3D for models, yes, that's interesting. So yes, I have a friend that use Unity. So, but I don't know anything about Unity. Actually, I don't know very little about most game engines at this point, but I know some restrictions of rigging characters for game engines at this point. Okay, let's get back to the. If you can't find my Discord channel from the YouTube video description, or no, not video description, the YouTube the title of the YouTube channel description. Yeah, let me just get this. I think I have noted it somewhere here. It's here. What is the? Well, I cannot find. Oh, there it is. It's Gnomes. Hashtag. I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay, so now let's get back and see if that with this solved, that means the mesh that were just curious, what is gnome lights? It's like just a neologism for highlights, right? Gnomes lights, highlights is just a silly thing. Sorry if I'm distracted. No, that's okay for making progress. But do you have any tips for hand rigging? I'm currently modeling a hand. I have been struggling with hand and fingers. It can be quite complicated subject. You don't even need to hurry and make the models. You just have to animate. All right. Yes. But the question you must understand is that it needs to it's not a question of the project being super easy or difficult or how much time it is taking. It's about the a collaboration that needs to be developed, right? It's a relationship between human beings, right? So you need to show me the project. I need to look at the project carefully. Yes, it can take time, but usually, oh, this interests me, and oh, I can do that. No, maybe I can do that. So I'll tell you, right? We need to have a conversation about aspirations and all that. Is just how it is, right? Because I'm not a young person, by the way. I'm kind of old, so I need to. I know people. And I've participated. You have no idea how many projects I've participated into, paid or unpaid, and I know a lot of situations. I coordinated projects even. So for me, participation in a collaboration, I'm open, right? But it needs to be. It's a serious thing, right? So we need to talk about what is your expectations, what are my expectations, and all that. So if everything goes well, wow, that's just great. Let's fucking do it, right? If not, well, maybe a next time, right? Maybe another project. Well, I'm always right. So just okay, and talk. Yes, exactly. Yeah. So sorry talking about this, but it's because you are talking about the project here directly. So that's why I take freedom to answer the same way, right? And that is my process. Of course, every person is different, right? So maybe you are used to make a lot of collabs, and so it's okay for you to just ask right away, right? Or maybe you're just not. Maybe you have another perspective on collaboration and collabs, right? So anyways, let's go on the hand, right? So for the 3-fact show, the hand. So the tips for the hand, I would say that first, these hands are not perfect. The important thing, one very important, you see this in a tutorial it's the the bones positioning for the joints. So this is a critical topic because you can have a good mesh. This is not a good mesh, but if you can have good mesh topology, you can have good mesh geometry, but the knuckles, especially the major ones, if they are not positioned, if the bones, the deformed bones, notably, they are not well positioned, you will have some trouble. There might be some bad deforms here. Let's find the armature here, and control skeleton. No, this for control and this for the arms. Okay, so here we're gonna see where I position the joints, and it might be easier if you look this at the not rest position, but if you look this with the some viewport display, maybe not be bones, maybe octahedral. So here you see they are, I've decided because of some suggestions and some ideas, so to place them very at the top, right? And then it turned out that this ended up deforming much better. So I barely don't need, in this case, I barely don't need, how do you call it, corrective method. So this surprised me very, very much. So I thought otherwise you can use some special bones here, and I'm using Auto I key, which is for 3D animation inside Blender. Pose options, Auto I key. For me there's a shortcut Alt X for that. And then this allows to get a chain length. I've made some tutorial about these Auto I key fingers. You can find it. It's not a highlight, it's just a and there are some ideas what you can also do to improve the deforms, but this can cause some headaches, is to make a differentiation. It's to have the fingers not straight but slightly bent, maybe something like this inwards, right, on the rest position for the mesh, right? Maybe model like that and maybe change the rest position for something like that then. But this is, it's just another level of complication, so maybe it's not a good idea, but it's like the idea of having relaxed limbs, including fingers, that can help the deforms. But you see, because of the geometry, the wave painting, and another thing is to organize the wave painting for that, the geometry also, so you can wave paint with some selections like this, you see. So you can go on wave paint mode and use some mask thing here, so include this and that. And actually remember that in wave paint mode for Blender 4.4 beyond, I think, if you get this tweak and you hold and you hold Control left mouse yeah, so you can do this and you can pick, this is new, right? So you can do this, so you can totally mask from, but you need to have this tool tweak. Usually you have this, right? And then it doesn't work, so it needs, so this is W and this is, well, shift space 1, so this is not super good, right? But anyways, W is easy, so you can, I never used this so far, but yeah, this can be seriously useful. So you can, for example, I want to, and then you expand with, right, and here we go, this is your, on C to have this, mistake there, so you don't need to go on pose mode to make all your selection for masking. And so this is a tip for wave paint mask. If you need to get some, it's good to isolate, also hide. Sometimes you need to hide the hand, the palm, for, yeah, to avoid the rogue waves on the, yeah, actually just, right, so hide everything so you don't risk wave painting on the wrong, creating rogue waves everywhere. So I'd say that essentially this is the core thing. And modeling, try to start with there are many tutorials about that, start some very regular modeling, low poly, very simplistic reductionistic thing like boxes extruding linearly aligned, perfectly aligned, and once you get the things done, then you start to the structure, right? Then you can just start complexifying, but from that basis, because if you start changing stuff here and you have to retake, it's a nightmare. So don't, you need to, it's good to start organized, and that's it. The same here. Right, thanks for the advice, very helpful. My topology is pretty good, but I have had some nightmare rigging attempts. Yeah, because topology sometimes is not sufficient for all the rig. It's just one fundamental component, right? It can help. Probably the topology that I have here, the mesh topology, is not great, but it is helping the deforms. Also made big difference let's see the wave painting here, because I have no idea how this is. I'll get, instead of the bones here, let's try, let's ignore the armature here, just Control Shift X, let's see. And yeah, don't get terrible names like I did here. Finger knuckles joint. Oh, this is a, what is, I think I have a helper bone there. I have a fan bone, I think. Hold on. Helper. Oh yes, I'm cheating. I have a fan bone here, which derotates the joint mesh. So it has some wave paint, but the true limbs are here. Let's go back to my default thing here, which is the display as b-bone. So basically this is why this joint is a bit better. Otherwise it is not necessary, but it can improve, but it's not trivial. Basically, you see, the bone doesn't rotate as much as the finger itself, because it's a deformed bone, it's a helper bone. It is derotating the mesh on some. So I have a tutorial on fan bone, so you can find it. So here you see it's just a copy rotation. It inverts the axis, the x-axis only, because the finger only rotates on, I've decided just on the x-axis. Of course, this bone is the one, the metacarpal bone allows for this, so it's not the finger bone that can rotate to the, well, not on I key at least. So then this bone will derotate the joint mesh. If it is not present, the results are not so different. So you see, it's not helping as much. So it's like garbage right now, the setup. It just works mostly because of the bone positioning and the mesh topology and the wave painting, which in this case here for the fingers, then here for this metacarpal, and yeah, this maybe needs some retake. It's because actually I have a wrist bone too, so this takes the whole hand. So these are just metacarpals. These are not required, but this is just for having a bit more differentiations here, which might not be working very well. Yeah, see, there are some problems here. I need to reassess later. All right, so this is the, I think that's it for the hand tips. Let's go back here. So this channel is also to provide some orientation on occasion, so it's like so it's okay, it's fine to ask questions, and I'm fine with answering. If it takes too long, of course, and a lot of questions from lots of people, then of course maybe I have to make more selections. Yeah, so looks good, thanks, but it needs some retakes. The same here, I just learned something new, thank you, welcome. When I want something, I say directly what I want, I understand. Yes, should be good. I'm that kind of person who doesn't waste time on things. Okay, we can tell. Yeah. So yes, just this caps lock thing is like, I would recommend not use this in chat. But this look like the person is screaming, so it's a bit awkward. It tells something about the, yeah, it's not very nice, right? So maybe you should reconsider. There was a time, I know, in the past I used that a lot, like, because I found that it was cool, but actually turns out that usually this can be a bit annoying for people. Yeah, that's much better. So just maybe you have a reason to use it, but maybe you just was not very aware of how this can be annoying to people who is reading, like, because you see the chat, most people, right, it's like cultural, like you see in chat, the way it is the way people express themselves, right? So if you use emojis, that tells something about the people. If you use uppercase that or lowercase, if the person doesn't write with punctuation or uppercase only on the, yeah, you got the idea. So there's, yeah, it's, I understand. Yes, sometimes I really like to use uppercase words to mark the, emphasize, right, some important things, but to emphasize in this sense all that the person is saying, this sounds a bit strange, right? Why do you need to so much to emphasize, right, in a chat, in a public chat, right? So this is while everyone else is writing in different, but it's a just different way, right? But okay, never mind. Let's continue here with the extract. But just a tip, so that maybe that you find that important, right? Draws more attention. Yes, I see. So yes, makes sense. But someone that is drawing the attention all the time, that is not perhaps in the, right? It's a contextual thing, right? Like, for example, here I'm working in this live stream, so let's say the chat is open, right? And everyone has the right to express themselves and in whichever way in principle, most likely or nearly all the, but still I have here the upper hand, right? Because I'm the streamer, so like it's normal that I am the one calling the attention, but people should do that too, should call my attention to mistakes, or they have some ideas and discussion questions, all that. So it's all like that. But then if you use uppercase, remember in the chat where other people are not, you're also not being very maybe not being very attentive about the other people which are using the chat, right? So it's more complex than it seems, right? It's not just words. Okay, so let's continue here and let's get to the main thing here. But as I said, we don't know everything, right? We can't, so in principle we can. So it's always something about improving the communication, the selves, the beings, the community and all that. So sorry folks, I've been distracting here. Let's get the shapes. So yes, you're right, maybe. So here let's get this rounded thing. Now it is working. No. So it was not. So maybe it's the shrink wrap. Now you see, it's not the shrink wrap that is causing it. Data transfer. These are other shrink wraps. It's an armature deformity. So there's a bone that is that I wasn't able to reset, even though I did everything to reset. right? And hide. Ah, maybe it's a... Okay, let's try this. No, okay, basis plus round. Okay, this is very, very mysterious. So perhaps okay, most likely this is a fake. It sounds like a bug, right? But usually that will be very rare. Maybe I should redo this shape key. It's like the shape key is perfect, but do you guys have any idea about what this is? It was armature deform. Oh yes, I know. I know, of course. That is the... Of course. Because this is a shape key interacting with the deformed bones. I got it. So it's nothing wrong here. What is wrong is that, of course, the shape key is moving, but not the bones. The shape key doesn't drive the bones. And so that means that if I want that, I really need to pose the bones first. Probably is the armature. Yes, it was indeed. Welcome, Dumuzi. So you're right. So that was the how are you doing, by the way? So here you see that, but I thought it was a bone that was not on rest pose, but turns out that what happened is that where's the armature? Turns out that, of course, to have this shape key work, because it opens up the mouth in a certain way. The only way to have the shape key correct, to work properly, is to already have the armature. Which is not very nice, right? Let's see. Let's see what you can have here. Let's combine with puff cheeks. Let's see. Purse. Okay, this. So okay, so in terms of the idea of having a round mouth in a larger condition, in a larger pose of the mouth, it seems to be working, right? But in the maybe I should use this just to assess if there's any. And also let's look at these arcades. Yeah, they won't look very nice here. It's hidden because of some mesh there that is not okay. So let's check in some different variation. So this one is tricky. So I think maybe what could be done is a larger one. In the Universal Sonic Mouth rig was the Yo, which is the big O or U, big Yo thing, and then So maybe I'll make round 2, round 1, and round 3. Couldn't use distance limit to keep this cog-like widget near the mouth. Yes, can, but it's just parented instead, so it's like it will follow the oh yeah, we'll make the rotation, maybe we'll make the O shape with some rotation, right? So rotate. So yes, this limit distance could be, I don't want it to make it in the front because it will like hide the view, so this why I decided to make it in the side here. Some rigs use, I don't like this asymmetry, but that sort of seems to be more adequate. And then it just stays there. If I find any better idea, it is parented to the head, right? So it's it will follow the head, right? It just don't have the, oh, I see what you mean, right? For instead of a copy location, limit location for all values, a limit distance, except that limit distance to, there's no bone to target it, like let's say for instance, and the limit distance vary, it needs to be a bone exactly around it. So this sounds a cool idea, cool trick, so let's try this. Limit distance, never thought, so maybe this is more economical, but this sometimes causes some problem because of the, let's use a more space, that it needs a target, right? So this is a problem, and then we need to add an extra bone. You use a dupe bone, yes, exactly, we use a bone like this. Let's align it here. So that will be like a fake, a map bone, right? I call that way. This, expand this. So that'll be like, so let's change here, then this will become maybe like that. So we're gonna move these to, I'll be a, yeah, map bone that in this one. What can I use for? Okay, let's use this color for now. And this is like, then we parent these to the head, right? Let's do this. So it's like, yeah, this is a great idea, great good trick that will be more economical, but we in the cost of a bone, right? Which creates some there's a choice, but the trick is interesting. Could be other proposals because it orbits, right? So that's then here. What I'm doing, I need the parenting here. This is pinned, and here is just for this. Still not good interface here. Must be on edit mode. Get this. Copy, paste here. Then this can be, yes, they will share the same. Well, this one can be parented actually to the here, so that will be map key mount keys, right? Or keys, mount, whatever. Doesn't matter. So here we get the widget here, and well, I already have the bone constraint, so we can hide this disable, right? Armature, then bone, then Blender 4.3 will have eyedropper for the bone. And so distance inside, yes, so clamp inside the region, and it's 4 or 0.4, I think. And so this means local space. And there we go. So now it can go in all directions. And yeah, that's better than maybe having to get... Yeah, it's not bad, it's different, right? So you can fix this here too. Personally, I think the limit location, if it doesn't cause other problem in this particular case, will be a little more organized. Because it's a floating bone, now I need to get it into some sort of, you know, layer, and it will... But yeah, the trick is very interesting indeed. I had a good idea. Might be useful for other case scenarios. For now, let's use this. So here, of course, we have some stuff to be working on. This shape key that we've made, we need some when the mouth is small, there is... we don't have easiness in doing this, so this will be like... This is tough, right? Because the combinations, whichever is better, right? But so yes, let's go back here. So certainly this will be for some... Oops. Okay, let's go back to here and get the more of this. Round 2, I'm gonna make a... After we make, so round 1, which will be like the... let's risk this, right? So this will be like the mouth being very small. So this one is it's, yeah, it's this can... The interesting thing is that this works for medium, but what I want here, really the most challenging one, is to have a mouth that is yeah, we have problem here. Let's go back to the work stage of the vertex group here, mouth work, I mean this. Then we can work on this yes, so basically I want to be... Oh yeah, let's hide some stuff there. we wrongly selected. I've wrongly selected some. Yeah, so this will be a very small shape, and let's see if this will allow us to create also the bursting. So in this case I'm not really using the proportional editing. Maybe this will help for this, the beginning, right, of this setup. Now we start to make this rounded shape here. I've never done this step, folks, so let's see if that is the can rotate here. Turn this off. We reach the mouth corner, which is a nightmare. If you press slash on your run num key, you enter in local view. Only visible stuff is the selected object. Yeah, I find this confusing because it's a hide. I never use this, but I'm not sure why this is happening. So this can be a good thing, but something here is not, as you see. Oh yeah, this is crazy. So I've lost the... Alright, let's go back to the... So fortunately the camera was there, so I pressed home also. So something about this project, I don't know, it's on edit mode maybe. Those behaviors are sometimes very unpredictable. Sometimes it works. I saw in Grease Pencil also some crazy behavior with the zoom thing, or the rotate orbits thing, which had seemed completely awkward. So it's here you use proportional editing. If you know what was going on for this to behave like that, maybe it needs to be on object mode. No, this is home. Let's go back. Yeah, so I don't know. It tends to go back, right? Okay, so now what's going on? No, I didn't lost my problem. It's just that the view angle is different, so I need to work more on this. Yeah, I'm sort of deforming the shapes now because I'm not seeing what's going on from different angles. This is... three-dimension. How is this possible? Okay, I hope that this change doesn't affect the rest. Anyway, so we have here this round 1, so we need to conclude here, and this is not exactly a lip sync thing, it's just that I'm trying to get this rounded shape as a base for mouth expressions in general, and the shrink thing is the shrink mouth so far has been the most difficult thing to do. Whichever shrinks the mesh is like nightmarish to handle. And here we can pick the whole faces, maybe. This will end up being a problem, right? So not very sure about this one. Yeah, this is smoothing, that's fine. So we'll have perhaps to smooth this stuff a lot. This is still not the O shape that is needed. I've just lost my connected only. Okay, this is safe. There is weird smoothing. Of course, this is because the faces are not showing. So here, let's do again this trick here. Oh yeah, we need to totally change this. And here we see how bad this went. Maybe I should be using sculpt mode here. This is super hard. Should need some sort of active shrink wrap, I think, to have an idea of how the shapes are. Let's redistribute this, maybe this one a little too. And you see the results are obnoxious. So it's the same idea, something about the bones positioning. So it's like if I have a what would take to reach here? And it's not even sufficient, I need more. So yeah, let's get this, and this is the send. Let's save and let's use the technique here, proportional posing, 3D cursor, shrink to this. Alright, then here. Good. Let's do this. Very bad shapes there. Here we can, yeah, this is very messed up. We got here and here, and there it is. This probably should be, yeah, about here. All right. Okay, this is not good organization, but that's sufficient to make the test and see. And now we got, okay, so if I don't have the armature deform, it works normally. I need to assess how. Of course, yes, I know why this is happening. It's because of my setup. That means I need to. It's the lip setup, folks. That's why I overcomplicate stuff in rigging. So this is basically. The reason is that I have tweak lips. The deform bones, they don't, which are these cyan ones, they start in some positions and then they already get displaced by these tweak bones. So this is like, it's already deforming the lips. So to prevent this madness, of course, which is not what I wanted, right? So it's sort of, I needed to be able to model the shape keys while looking at the armature. Of course, this is just more problems, right, to handle, but that means that this so this is what is happening. So this is where I should be modeling this stuff. So same for this one. This is why this happens. And so that means that, yeah, so this is noob knowledge. No, this is, yeah, if you consider shape key, this is sort of basic intermediate mod. Yeah, it's not trivial, sirs, but it's super important apparently. I think it's I don't remember other cases that I've been through this. So this is the this is worth a highlight, right, folks? Totally. Let's get some, because the deforms could be, they could exist on many other situations. Yeah, so very rare case maybe, or not, I don't know, but it worth showing how things can go terribly bad, right, folks? Let's get this thing. First of all, let's get some. Yeah, let's get this screenshot here. Something like here, and then something for shape keys. No, just that is enough. So let's get, hold on. So folks, here a special case, maybe rare, maybe not, but you see, when I go on edit mode, hold on, I have made these shape keys for the mouth, actually this round one for example, but the screenshot for this highlight was this one. So actually we see this is what I've shaped, but for some reason as soon as I go on pose mode I got this. So it's the shape key is not working, so I had to see what is going on, and well, then it's the rest pose. Let's reset the bones. Nope, nothing happens. So maybe it's more bones that are hidden everywhere, and no, turns out that's not the case. So what is this? How is this? So basically I found out that of course my rig is a bit more complicated. Is that let's turn off the shape key, is that actually, no, not this other one. Turns out that my rig setup is a bit different here. It was not necessary to do that, but is that I have a system here in which the rest position of the control bones for the lips is not the same as the rest position for the deformed bones. So this pale blue cyan one are the deformed bones, and they are the rest position, but the tweak bones, they are here. So they are, it's like a depth warp tweak map system. So these bones warp to here because there are some parenting relation and there are some copy transforms, so very simple stuff, but actually can create a lot of complications to the rig. The cool thing is that this works like I'm considering changing this by now, but it's not exactly as a pose asset, right? The pose there are many reasons, actually fundamental reasons why this cannot be compared entirely to a pose asset. But yes, we can use the pose asset for the whole body, even as a fake rest pose. But the pose asset won't control the orientation, the root orientation of the control bones, right? For example, the tweak bone. So it's really a fake rest pose if we use the pose asset for this kind of stuff. So you see it, rest position, rest pose. So this tweak system, so this is what is causing mysterious madness, because so that means that if I want to do this shape key maintaining this this warp map system, I would need to, instead of modeling these shapes like this, which cause terrible things, if I turn off the armature deform, we realize that it's an armature deform thing, but it's just because of this warp system here, because the deform, as you can see, they're already pushing the bones inwards, this ones, right, and these ones. So to solve this, because I don't want to delete this system, I think for what I'm doing it's important, but yeah, it caused troubles, many troubles. So I'm gonna use the armature here on cage and edit mode. So this means that, yeah, maybe I don't want to edit it. So what I'm going to do, because it was very complicated to shape that even without seeing what was going to happen later. So I'm gonna turn them off. I'm gonna make a new small mouth, so round small, rounded, right? Rounded, small. So this will be my new shape here for equivalent to this one, but let's say working, right? Because now I've turned on this stuff, right? So I'm gonna model, shape, morph this stuff. Let's do here just with those things enabled, and hopefully this will work for my condition here. Of course, this is pretty annoying, so let's just get a vertex group here for my selection of mount work. Just get this, and here I also make some selections here, so you don't have to handle everything here. Yeah, this, maybe this, yeah. So let's again expand this and Shift H, there we go. I'm gonna save here and let's start reworking on that. This can be very complicated because of the surface, so probably I should use some, ideally I should be using some better technique. GG, maybe this will be fine. I'm using this, I don't need this. So here, because we can easily disrupt the shape here in 3D dimensions, in 3D, right? Actually, this was a, yeah, these are probably mistakes because I moved the whole loop, right? Let's do this again. So instead, let's hide this one, or yeah, okay, let's hide this one so we can do this, right? So this is a bit safer. So first let's approximate these ones. GG. GG, yes, this helps. But it's, yeah, so then you start to get perhaps these ones. GZ, and here we see that we could get some problem. Let's get the cursor here on geometry and use this as a shift backslash in here. 3D cursor, right? So turn this on, then maybe here we can do something like expand these. Alright, then GX, so yes, this is good. GZ, GY, here GY, this might have need of a new orientation, but now that's working fine. Then here GG, GY, GX, RX, RZ, sorry. Yeah, so whatever, let's just keep doing this stuff. And by the way, this can be useful for hands. So here I'm not finding the good rotation. So let's rotate visually here, something like that. Here we're gonna approximate in this way. This is better. Then here, this derotate here. This maybe we need GG. Now, for the face, let's save here. I hope I'm using the, yes, I'm using the, was not accidentally shaping something else. GG here. This maybe we need some, turn off this thing. Let's try this. Still not good, folks. Need to make this more purse-like. I don't know why this name purse. I think it's the the hole of the purse, maybe, because it shrinks. Yeah, certain purse, like a bag. All right, so here No. So need some proportional editing here. You see it's not trivial. It's offset, the cursor. I think they need to fix that. This is starting to get good, but this is still incorrect. Let's rotate this. We can smooth those things, right? Maybe that is the way to go by now. And also GG this and GG this. Not proportional editing here, so we need more GG on these ones. They seem too far. And here we got some very bad GZ, GX. It's very hard to navigate here. And here we got some very bad things too going on. GG, yeah, so this helps. Then we still got very bad. This one, these faces are not so much important now as the front ones. We should still try to get some better shapes here. But in principle it's more like alright, and so this, by solving this madness, maybe scope mode would be better, right? But I don't know, this also works for modeling. So this, we're just gonna okay, let's change here to global now. And let's do a less smooth attempt here. Take this off, smooth here, and that should be it. So here, that should be, yeah, because of the mirror modifier. So you see, now there is no problem about that. Maybe there will be other problems, but we got this, and of course, let's not forget to turn that off. So, does it solve the problem of maybe having to... The proportional posing here is not sufficient, so let's use some better bones. Yes! So now we have achieved something that can be useful, though with the shape of the anatomic lips they're still not good enough. Maybe I need to reshape this even smaller for the expression. So, and here you see you can only shape this if you have this on. So this is very, very tricky, but it is feasible. So to complete this, of course, we would have to some GG here, GG here, some reorganization of this mesh in some subtle ways, and then maybe try to smooth this little and see the shapes are good. No, there are some distortions there which are terrible. So this is why maybe you need some sort of shrink wrap turned on just to flesh this out in a way that it won't be dramatically disrupting, right? We need some guides to work on the 3D surface while making those additions. It's very, very complicated. In my opinion, this is like, it's not super hard, but it's just without more advanced techniques, this is just nightmarish. It can be easily get nightmarish. So here, yes, let's get finally this. I should have done this. Now I can do this now actually because I have this disposition, right? So save here, use the 3D cursor, and let's just pull this towards the center, more strength here, that would be better. Yes, that works. And maybe even more. We need the mirror that would help visualize, right? So I should have done this before. Let's continue here. Expand, and is that sufficient? Yeah, I think this will work. So now I'm reducing this, and now let's just solve this manually. Yeah, now I have terrible results here. I don't know what is happening. The 3D cursor, of course. No, it's like, what is going on? I think there's some interaction with some shrink wrap thing at this point. So I'm gonna smooth this out. It's very bizarre, right? Maybe this the mirror was interfering with this process, so very strange. And here got some problem with this, so maybe GG here, more smoothing here. Now we've got big trouble here in the, why this appear? Okay, let's get here and smooth this. Doesn't help, so just have to push this or pull this outside. Yeah, so very nightmarish mesh, not too hard to solve, but super annoying. But I'm about to conclude this finally. So maybe there's a, yeah, certainly there are better ways, but this is not simple mesh, right? So you got a lot of, so this the like tutorials, often they show simple cases, right? So when you're really dealing with hard stuff, real stuff, right, that are good for, then the tutorials they lose like a lot of their right, because tutorial, right, there is a reason to simplify, but I think this reductionistic approach is not very didactic. There are many other problems with tutorials, right? It's like a passive stuff, right? What really needed to be done is some sort of tutorial, that some setup of tutorial that the artists could really be looking at the tutorial. The tutorial was already paced for real-time work, and there's just no space in the windows of the computer to do that. There might be in some cases, if the tutorial is very well done, there might be possible, but this is a experimental thing. It just makes sense from the theory, some theory in the education, like active learning, something like that. I forgot how this is called. Active methods, like you really engage. You don't just not watch passively a tutorial and then you go do that on your own. No, you directly put your hands into work. So that is the principle that usually engage people of doing stuff, right? And so that means that the tutorial will have to I want to do some experimentation with this soon and see if that can be can show some good results. It will be a sort of original, right? It's like try to follow in real time what I'm doing, something like that. Get hands dirty no matter what. I just have to split screen, one for the Blender and another for the, of course, the what is being shown by the tutorial must be very carefully placed, like with zoom, so that you can really spot what's happening on a small screen. And the worst of that, of course, is the Blender screen will be reduced, right, for the real Blender, right? So anyway, so here we got, I think, this thing that should be sufficient. Let's get this thing. And yes, so folks, that's it. Let's try to combine this with, I'm just curious here, probably this will fail miserably. Yeah, so maybe I should, oh no, this is another one. Okay, so what is, okay, this is confusing, but this is the one that we've modeled. So you see, that works, and that is the one shape key that can be very, very complicated, and it's still, of course, it is just working like that because we have, again, this. So if I don't have this and enable it, I would have modeled morphed this actually. The rest is done through armature deform, not necessarily in this order. It's a combination, a smart combination of both. Very, very delicate setup for folks. Yeah, here is a huge highlight. Might be useful. Who knows? Curiosity matters. Someone that wants to really know intricacies of rigging might find this interesting. Like, who is watching now, perhaps, if someone is watching now. So, folks, here, oh, this, you see how this is useful. So that was the problem, one of the problems. It was really because I was shaping the shape keys wrong. And this might be the same problem with the puff cheeks and everything, so maybe I have to give a full revision. Alright, so this is the small one, and was very tiresome. So here, let's see. We can drive this with the rotational gear here. We can make this one smaller, right? So pose, gonna let's make a quick highlight here for the, but first let's just pick the screenshot here of the bone widget. Clean this thing, right? Something like that. Start recording. Ah, I messed up the, that will cause some trouble. Alright, anyways, at least it was recorded, just the start that didn't appear. Okay, so no, that won't be a problem, just so here, folks, widget add-on, right? You can download for free or contribute, I guess, but bone widget, this is just learn some of the tricks. It's very helpful indeed. And basically, let's say I just want to change this scale here, so I can go on here, you see the rigging tab on pose mode. So this has already this custom shape that is inbuilt from this. There are not a lot here, at least not in the base one, but okay, I'm using this one. So this is a master keys for mouth. And so here just want to change the scale, and instead of going elsewhere to do that, let's go directly, because then would have crossed informations, right? And this sometimes can be useful, but sometimes it's just more complication. So to do this, so you see, just this bone already has a widget. This is not necessary to have a widget. So here I go, just edit, and here is the object, right? Looks like I don't have available match bone to transform. So this mesh was somewhere else. Now you see that it's back. And so here I just need to scale these, maybe. Let's scale, just to make sure, let's scale along here, and let's do this. There's no mirror modifier here, but I could do something about that, but let's use this as it is. And then of course we could make something funny, like Shift D, scale down. No, actually let's use some Alt S, which is transform, shrink, flatten operator. Not super convincing, right? But let's try this. And so that this, so we got, but except there's a little problem here. That's, it re-enables some, yeah, see, it re-enables the hidden collection here, which is, maybe there's a way to block this, but anyways, so here, this is how we get, and so this is a master for the shapes, right? We got some shapes. It's not, I'm still working on that, but there you see there's, and we have also deform rig for that, so it's combined. So this is just a demo of how this thing is useful, folks, just for editions here, in the case of editions. Okay, stop recording, stop the star, and now let's also, let me change this thing and validate check round. Yeah, so actually, interestingly, can I combine so I made it rounded small, right? Can I combine it with large mouth? What would be the results here? Not so rounded in this case, but yeah, not so rounded. So you see that the shape was not that good. So for that case I would have, but we can do that, which is very, very crucial for this rig. Yes, yes, so of course we can shape this with the armature, but the fact that now I'm able to shrink this, so this is why some people sometimes complain about the the documentation of the universal sonic mouth rig. It's indeed, there's some steps are really not explained in depth enough. So if you've never done this, like certain things here are never done, so it's just not sufficient to know how to get the solutions, and those things are quite specific, right? So it's like indeed requires a little more guidance from even I haven't completed. Also, you see there's a lot of depth in that rig. I think at this point I've got mostly, like, maybe 80% of the rig understood, maybe more than 80, maybe 90, I don't know, but because it's not all the features that I will use, but essentially some, for example, the shape keys I wasn't using at all until now that I've decided that it was absolutely relevant, and you see why, because we can have this, which would be very hard to with armature deform only. So I have this purse, right? This is rounded, but you see the rounded is not okay. So what I need to do here is to I'm going to compare. Yeah, I need to drive it now, and I'm gonna compare with the others. So for example, this is not driven yet. The purse one, which was badly modeled, right? It was made not using the trick, right? So I have to retake, but I won't do this now. I think this will be, if yeah, all of them, though they worked. So this is, but they could work better. So this is the, oh, by the way, folks, actually what I'm talking about, the complication here that I'm having is because of my setup being a bit more crazy. So it is the warp map thing, right? So it's not so difficult. I've made it more difficult, but I have this, right? So I have this change of the, well, you don't see now, but you got the idea, right? The mount is here, then it's here on pose mode. So just some fancy thing. In this case, it will be much easier to do this on arrest pose, right? This is a good candidate for a, yes. I tested the technique. That will simplify the rig so much. So basically, let's say that, let's see how to, I should make this even into some sort of highlight immediately, because that's quite relevant. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to disable the shape keys, and I'm going to disable the quick warps. So how to disable that? Well, they are just simple one-handed bone constraints here. Turn this off and immediately stopped working. So now we just have offset. So let's split here, because this is interesting. This is not exactly the case. That's why I went with a conversation with another rigger that was rigging mouth, and with bendy bones actually. So see, we can have all this range of bones. Because the orientation of the bones are all the same, it is not necessary to have this setup. This setup would be more relevant in rigs that use inverse kinematics, where the bones need to be straight. In the case of auto I-key 4 fingers, I think it's better. In the case of the arm with I-key bone constraint, would be slightly bent. So the orientations of the control bones matter. Like in the I-key case, I-key bone constraint, you need the control master hand, I-key hand, right? Or master I-key foot for the legs. So what that means is that this master I-key, it can deploy the rest pose the way you want. And so, because it's I key, right? Inverse kinematics. So this, but this, in this case, this is completely, not completely, but it's too much overwhelming conditions for, you see, all that caused me trouble. Not only it's bad for repositioning those bones, the only advantage it gives me is that yeah, you get instant response. So if disable those things, and I'll show you another way to solve this. Is not automated, but it works, and it's very easy actually, and we're gonna make it even easier. But maybe, and I'll also check an information about actions for the pose assets that I'm not sure how that works. They say, I saw someone telling in a tutorial that pose assets, they contain action, but then that action might go directly to the pose library. We'll check that. Alright folks, so I'll show you an alternative and usually much simpler way, so probably better way, default way to do the map warp of this. You see, the deformed bones, which are this sign 1, they have this copy transforms warp, so they immediately go there as we go on from edit mode, rest position, to pose mode, pose position. So if you turn on the widgets, this is what's happening. These ones are moving, the tweak bones, just because of some other shrink wrap thing. Yeah, so this is bad positioning, which is another reason why this is not a very smart setup. I'd say it's smart because it's more complicated, but it's dumb because there's a much easier way to do this with much less complication. This will add tons of complicated factors, so let's try to do this differently. I've saved an iteration here, so I'm gonna do the following, folks. I'm going to re-disable these bone constraints. So I don't want this setup for this. These setups can be used for other armature deform and differentiation between armature deform and control rig cases. And for the lips, I found that because there are no inverse kinematics here, or the orientation of the bones, they're all the same, so it's really about positioning. So it's a too simple thing to overcomplicate. So the way to go, disable this for all the deformed bones at once, hold it Alt, right? So these ones are all disabled, you see. While these have other copy transform, but this is for the control rig and hierarchy, so this is not important. So what we're gonna do here is to... Oh, I wasn't recording. Oh. Shit. Sorry folks. I have to re-explain that, so but I'll simplify the explanation. Oh, hold on, I was recording after all. Alright, so anyways, let's do this again. So folks, there is a much simpler way than this setup here. You see this automation. These are the deformed bones that are warping to the control bones. There are other cases that are better, and here it's overly complicates everything for many other reasons. There's no I key here, inverse kinematics, so the bone orientations, they are all the same, so it's really not a case that differentiating the control rig from the deform rig matters too much. It causes too much, it creates too much the counterpart here is too big for this particular rig, mouth rig, lips rig. So I'm gonna do different here. I'll show how this can be done in a much simpler way, just pose asset. But very interestingly, you might have noted that already, it's, if you are experienced 3D rigger animator in Blender, so this is no big deal, right folks, for pose assets. So how to do this? Let's make a pose asset. First I'm going to reposition these bones. So instead, I leave the parenting as it is, But I'm just gonna reposition the warps here. Let's make sure we got this thing here and move this shift selection to cursor. Then these so the deformed bones, they are the ones which hold the proper positioning that I want for the mesh, right? This is already set, so it's all set now. So you don't have any. The small tweak here is the shrink wrap. So if I just turn this off, which is not recommended for this rig, but then this should be solved, right? No, it's not solved. So maybe there's another bone there with shrink wrap. No, so it's something else. It's another bone constraint probably. The copy transforms are also an automated thing, so not a problem here. So anyways, this slightly, it's irrelevant now. So what I'm gonna do is create the pose asset. So let's use a shift F1 pose library. I was making some essays here, but this is not what matters. So I'm going to, hold on, let's get some, we need the camera, right? Because, so it is already somewhere here, alright? So basically, I want to make a pose asset for the rest pose of the entire character. So that will be more handy for what I'm doing. Maybe later I'll have to remake that, or if I can, reedit. So basically, we'll take all the bones that I think are relevant for the control rig. Yes. So probably all these ones. So I'm gonna reset. First, let's hide everything. Let's hide this relationships. It will be easier. So Shift Alt H, then Alt Q. It's my shortcut for reset all transforms or pose mode from the bones. And so with this selected, we can probably, if I remember well, here is the pose library, and we need to, on here, it's a bit annoying how this is done, so I should shortcut this somewhere, right? So here we're gonna add a asset, create pose asset, which is creepy without the eyes. So just gonna perhaps bring the hair and bring the eyes, and that should do. So let's refresh, no, not that, it's here, and refresh the hair. And actually let's get the entire body, because this will be the, my camera is tilted in some strange way, but this is fine. This is just a, so Alt 0, this will, and okay, so here we're gonna have this about here, and then Alt Enter. So this is, now I can refresh this one. There we go. So yeah, it's offset is terrible, but then what that means is that this pose asset, this, yeah, pose asset indeed, let's rename it also with some, the UI is very bad here, right folks? So here let's get this rest pose. And so what that does is that, oh, I forgot the most important, this was the not sufficient. I have probably to make another one, but I need to repose this, of course, right? Let's hide this stuff. I should have used the isolate. Visibility would have been faster. But okay, so now I can really just have this posed in some way that I... Okay, the parenting is not working. What happened to these bones? They were parented, so why they are not moving? I don't know, so it doesn't matter. I'm just going to Shift F8, no, Shift F9, no, Shift F7. So turn on that. So okay, they are back to working. So now we can pause, and now I can hide this. And now we can, because they are shrink wrapped, I can easily do this much more sane, right? Now this is following the other, so let's get this. And so we're gonna make this into the I'm using the mirror thing, right? So I'm not gonna rotate, so just do this, and I'm going to include this into the, so let's do this again, because I'm not sure if I can read it. Okay, so all this, so Alt H and Shift F1 all again. So asset, create pose asset. Now I'm gonna delete this one, so clear asset, and this cannot edit from here, so it need to be from here. So gonna rest pose plus lips, so it's not. So basically now let's do the correct technique. And so probably it will be here. So if I just reset manually, it goes here. So just click this and all the body immediately go here. So yeah, if we reset, we got this. So this can be a bit complicated, but after I can have one that just for these lips. Actually, no, because if I want to reset just the lips, then if you know pose assets a little, you know how that. Let's use this control skeleton here. How do I kill? Let's say we make some crazy things here, and then okay, let's solve this. Well, how do you get this? It's not about. There's the lips here. So let's say we got just this color, and now I just got this selected, and I press here. Actually, reset. There you go. So you see, just get the selection. And then if you want, you can use the, where's the, that, you know, that inbuilt add-on for Blender, the bone selection sets can be used for animation. I don't know where it is, why it's not here, or not selection. Oh, it's a select menu. I'm not just familiar with that. Bone selection set. So you see, you can make a selection set of this, and so this would be. And if you want to reset the whole pose, just deselect everything, and there we go. So it doesn't matter if the bones are. So this is the master solution to avoid other complications on rigging. Just use the correct technique, alternative technique, right? Let's say that would be the default technique. And I think more and more as rigging evolves in the industry, cultural industry, and Blender also, these all overly complicated solutions for rigging, they'll all go to museum because there's something better around near the corner. And so it is not necessarily, I'm not saying this to regret learning rigging, advanced techniques, or all sorts of crazy things. It's always interesting and can give some better insights in a lot of problems. Also to build better solutions, right? Sometimes, but yeah, I think this is much better technique here for all this. So it's barely not about rigging. This is more about 3D animation. So they'll start to merge one with each other, I guess. Then that will be the future, maybe in rigging animation. That's it, folks. The highlight. Thanks for watching. Enjoy, and like and subscribe, please, if you want to support the channel. So, not to do here. Stop record. Folks, of course, this I've just said for the highlight, not for the we are gonna do more here. So this will be the new solution. And so I saved the older iteration because I want to decomplexify, whatever. I think it's a matter of decomplication my rig. So this is why. Isn't there a way to show this pose? How do you? Pose library. Can I? No. I cannot shortcut this. So it needs to stay open. Okay, so let's leave it open. It's so handy to get this right. So all right, so let's go back to here, the properties editor, and I still want to understand what happened to the def lips, why they were not following their parents. Parent? Oh, they lost their parent. Well, this one lost its parent. Alright, so let's change that. Basically, okay, that. This one. We don't see their. Okay, let's hold on. Tree clip corner, but yeah, okay. This one is okay. This one is okay. This one is okay. So it was just one case that lost the parenting, I guess. No, this one also lost. So check this one. In principle it should be. Oh, the parenting here doesn't symmetrize. It's inconsistency. So here, let's make the test now. So if I get these bone constraints here to get disabled, if I pose now. Oh, wrong parenting. When did this happen? Is this? Yeah, this is for this, I think. So just some stupid mistake. I think this is working. This is working. This is working, and this is top with top, bot with bot. So yes, deep corners. Okay, so so this warp system now it's not it's no more necessary those bond constraints, right? That also means, folks, that what do you think? I don't need the deformed bone, these bones also. So maybe I should just how do I transfer but they have bone widgets, right? So we'll leave them as it is for now. So it will be more organized, right? I don't have any deformed bone that I can control, so right, so let's but yeah, we can turn off these copy transforms, and what I'm going to do is just reduce this sizes here, and Of course, these bones work with widgets, right? So all right, so here we got immediately there. So what that means basically for our shape keys work is that we'll have to remake them, because now not all of them, some were done already in this new setup, right? Hold on, the armature here, the deform lips I don't need, because all that I was doing now, that finding, right, is no more necessary here, because we can, of course, yeah, we can of course get, so let's check the conditions now of these. We'll see what we'll have to edit and what we won't have to do anything, because I've done some on the wrong way, which is now is the correct way. They got inverted, right? Okay, let's try this. So the round, so that means a good thing. At least one good thing in terms of performing progress here is that at least all of these I've modeled them properly. I morphed them properly, right? Because I don't have this setup anymore, right? That means that if we go back to the mouth, let's also change the positions of this, move them G, Z all together, because according to the Muzi there is this technique of the right, the limit distance orbiting inside, so that will prevent this bone to go anywhere. So this distance here, so this is the distance that usually the bone drives the shape keys values. So here, okay, we don't have more than the original. It could be that we have better, apparently no, this is a combination. This works better now. This I don't know, but yeah, probably should work better. And tall says little. On the bottom, the puff cheeks might also have improved. We're back to that problem of the driver. Okay, I'm lost here. Why this is failing now? Well, this should be investigated later. The fact is that to the bottom there is nothing. Here we have this, so I can probably, oh yes, let's rework this, because this is the, if we check, this is the purse. So the purse can be much better than that now, because we know we don't suffer anymore from the complicated setup that was causing a lot of trouble. So let's just pick these. Yeah, we can move all that together this time. Let's try to shape this time with all this together, since now for some reason I get the things revamped. Oh, that's another idea, folks, is that let's for a moment disable this purse, and for the wide let's give a negative, an interpol. I want to see now. No, this is apparently this doesn't work because of the right. It's linear stuff. It's garbage, right? So we cannot use this for this. Oh, that's fine. We just are making a new one. So this is about the lack of symmetry, that complex shapes, right? And that this extrapolation, already shape keys that are linear, this is dumbifying. And then if you want, then if the shapes also, so this is extrapolate is lazy. It's more for mechanical stuff or simpler cases. It's a cool trick, but for organic rigging, I think, unless you know how to combine this well enough, I don't trust it. Or maybe I just don't know enough better cases. See, this case is not the case that this could be easily used right out, straight ahead, right? So here I need purse, right? Okay, so it's not working. Why is it not working? It's driven. Can't edit driven number value. Okay, hold on, let's reset here. And okay, let's say, yes, I'm editing it, so even if it's 0, I assume this is working. So this is not sufficient. We need more of that. Proportional editing, and let's also use this. Let's also smooth this. No, this is yeah, just an alignment here. So this is not for the anatomy. This is for, I'm not caring about anatomy here. It's just the alignment. So yes, folks, it's very scary that, because I've used to complexify my rig so much, and now that just showed me that I was damaging my workflow in a dramatic way, let's say. So don't do that. Don't underestimate. Yeah, so this is the lesson I think we could I'll take from that. Do not underestimate complication on rigging, especially not organic rigging, right? Simple, sometimes something that looks cool and smart, and maybe it is, but like, yeah, at least cool, interesting, original, because there is original in rigging, right? True, it's so close to animations, like how the character will pose in this or that pose, right? So that is part of animation in some sense. At least 2D traditional animators, I had animated into, so posing is of the essence, right, in 2D traditional animation, and well, in animation, right? But I mean, the posing into the animation is like the artist, traditional, must learn how to draw the characters in all sorts of poses, sometimes even more complex poses with perspective, crazy shots with deformed, very highly deformed and stylized perspectives. So yeah, stylized perspectives indeed. And so and the artist must be able to, certain cases, right, certain artists, animators, so need to do that. And this is rigging, folks. This is 3D rigging, 2D rigging, I mean, when the animator artist must know how to pose the character in all sorts of, and this I did a lot, right? I'm a fan of, I'm addicted to, not addicted today, I've got a bit bored, but yeah, I love drawing random poses more than I love doing 2D traditional animation. So but at least with complex characters, because it takes too long each drawing. I prefer to rough out random poses. Sometimes I use models, right? But I've learned to make mind by mind. So there's an exercise for that too. It's a 1 minute sketch from memory. But there are many variations of this exercise. And this, the one I've learned is for a master, not alive among us anymore, but Seamus Culhane. This was next Disney animator. He made his own company later, and he wrote books from animation from script to screen in, I think it's the 90s, at least the edition I've bought. And that this master animator for me is the real teacher in animation, that really got like, that really inspired me to understand professional animation in a more spiritual way. Yeah, so for me he's the real master of 2D traditional animation, because for me, I'm not saying the other teachers, the other professors are not masters on their own. They don't have a cool perspective on learning and teaching animation, doing the arts, right? But Seamus Culhane was very insightful, and in some sense I think it relates to the style of the animator, the personality. So it's you identify with certain teachers, certain perspectives, and this is natural that there exist those differences. And I think what is important is to explain why certain perspectives are better for some artists or some people and worse for others, or at least why they work better for some and not as much for others, why the impacts are different. So this is very complex subject. I know this because there are always this fanaticism over certain masters, certain teachers, certain artists even, but this is more about teaching, right? So I mean, there's always some exaggerated and sometimes it is like yeah, everyone should share their perspective, but I don't know why I feel there's something wrong about this stuff, right? Sometimes in the sense that I think justice to sometimes maybe the idea that I'm trying to say is that there are some mainstream famous ideas, concepts, methods, and like if someone just, even a teacher, or just talks about a certain preferred method, and but if people only talk about one method, it's like it starts of being limiting to the artists, to the new artists, to the society itself. And so it's like, and if there's this cult around certain methods, it gets even very creepy, because it's like oh, there's nothing, this is the way to go, there's nothing else of relevance, nothing else worth to be known as good as this is the so this is pure garbage thinking, right? There's something wrong about the way we there's some sort of close to fanaticism, and it's a very adolescent mindset. Nothing wrong about young people, except that their brains don't function. They don't function well, and this is natural, of course, folks. I've been young, of course, now not very young actually. So, and there is these studies indicating that the brain of young people, not only at child and adolescents, especially adolescents, but then it's because the transformations of the body start to be different, right? And in childhood, there are the hormones thing pumping up, it's crazy. But until the 25 years old, about that, 24 maybe, depends on the person, I guess, but there's this idea that the individual has not the brain properly structured yet, matured enough. So no reason that's evidence also why a lot of criminals, they, not all of course, but some criminals, some people become criminal at that age and not maybe before, because their brains are still evolving in growing, right? As a, like imagine as a child, right? Not a child, but yeah. So there's in many countries the adulthood age, it's 18, like in Brazil it's maioridade, it's 18, and there are different ages for other things. For voting it's 16, and for driving it's other things. So anyways, but this idea that, and all the countries are more or less similar, majority I think, about those things, and the scientific findings on neuroscience and all that suggest that, well, we'll be all thinking wrong about society, about when someone is ready to do things, maybe not exactly for working. It's good to work, to get some experience, to get validation in the society, to get instructed, and right. But I mean, there are a lot of other things that the young person, not only the adolescent, I call the post-adolescent, that age between maybe 18 and 25 years old, so about this range there. There's a critical age still for learning the basics, the fundamentals of society. And then we have because of the laws of the old understandings, non-updated, we sometimes fall in the idea that even parents, right, or teachers, whatever, you are an adult now, so I can punch you to that. So metaphorically, right? So no, this is not right. That this is complete garbage mindset, because it's not updated, right? At least to these scientific investigations. So that's it. It's all wrong, folks. So we got it all wrong, and now we are paying the price for getting all wrong for so long, and now and it remains like that still today. So I wonder when this will start to change, as it would really require, right? Of course, this is my point of view on the subject. So why did even enter this topic of the brain? Yeah, because of the teaching. Yeah, but now I don't remember what was the bridge between those things. Anyway, so you see that we got a lot of good stuff going on now, but we still need to okay, this purse, let's see what it does. We'll need the bone. I always say the bone because there's a meme for me now, because there's some guy, I think it's a Spanish guy, but great humor artist, in his tutorials, I think he shows some grease pencil animation, or maybe some rigging stuff, I'm not sure. Yeah, so you see now this is really working. This was the big challenge, and now it's piece of cake, sort of. And now just because I've made up my mind about one simple technique that not so simple, intermediate technique that was ruining the way to make those shape keys here. So see, it's two shape keys, one here, mouth wide, and mouth purse. And then we have mouth tall, and here we have nothing. And then we have mouth puff cheeks, which is failing, that possibly the shape key is... Okay, let's test it out. Oh, wait, that's wrong disable stuff. What I need to disable is not the shape key itself, it's the shrink wrap modifier. There we go. So apparently the shape key there in the ghost muzzle was disabled. All right, just for testing, right? So I want to lock here how that will happen. It's causing some extrapolation. I might have some extrapolation of very odd. Okay, let's disable again. Maybe it's... Let's disable the armature deform, so the under shrink wrap is already okay. Might be that there's another shape key on working on the play here. That's this bone has some sort of sounds some glitch. Might be just some shading thing. Because the value doesn't change. Mysterious thing. So then, oh, maybe it's just the ghost thing. Because it's visible. No, still not the case. Maybe there's another interaction with some other shape key, which this first is funny. So at least I'm getting familiar to this. So how to okay, so let's say if you wanted to have multiple expressions here, I'm not sure how. Oh, the anatomic clip might also work now. Yes, better, because I've shaped it. Yeah, so that's why it was so hard to shape it. Okay, the armature deform is turned off. Okay, shrink wrap. So let's get, yeah, so many findings here. So this was terrible mistake. All right, then we need to conclude. Yeah, let's try to see what happens if I use this purse with the mouth like this. Just curious. So we need like to, yeah, the problem is that this will shrink, right? So it's not exactly, oh, there cause some crazy clipping, right? So no, so you see this doesn't work for the, it's good for when the, if you want to reduce here, actually there's, I probably need to retake the lips there, this anatomic, so this not gonna work here. Let's try again. So let's say if I have this, yeah, so this is not, actually let's do different. Let's open with this and let's try this. Okay, so you see this is not very roundish. So what you need to do here is just get the, yeah, I'm gonna delete those things, and maybe we could readdress something about this. I don't know, this is working already, right? So, but it's a bit ugly. Some mesh is this not very well localized. Yeah, so no, let's not retake this in here for now. So just a little tricks here, but essentially okay, you have this, you have this, you have this, you have this, which you are not using. Well, it doesn't seem incorrect from here, so that's fine. But yeah, it is not combining well enough with the rest, so this is a problem. So maybe I should just give it some intermediate value here so it can still adapt. So let's use this, and let's just make a quick test here. Yeah, so you see we get some interesting results, but for here we get problem. So maybe we should be using this, maybe we should have a driver that when we do this we start to reduce this automatically, so we could have so this is a correcting thing that's annoying, but yeah, so here leave it for now. The shape key that I need though is the, well, I've disabled. Alright, so reset this. We're gonna model the rounded. Oh, I think I've deleted something that was important. It was not, I'm not even sure now, too late. So I'm just gonna make from the rest position a new shape key, which will be, now I think we just need a rounded large. We're gonna, by using this, we get here, and this will be much simpler. So let's start with, maybe we'll use up to here, and let's pick all that, and then use this, maybe this selection here, make all selected here, Shift H, this will be simpler in this case. And now we need to, yeah, maybe hide this. We're going straight to the technique. This technique here, very simple. 3D cursor. Oh yeah, good. Good for a highlight. Yes, yes. Another highlight of shape key making. I'll take the screenshot later. So folks, let's say I need to make a, I already have a small rounded, well, not exactly as, something is different here. Maybe I have some poses here. No, so okay, maybe I need to retake this, something went wrong, but okay, so what the hell happened? Okay, no, let's not record that, it's junk. Sorry folks, so here apparently I've lost some work here for the void. I just had some disruption. I got the, like, the back in time. Alright, so start from here, but only material, and then expand from here. There we go. And maybe reduce this, and there you go, Shift H. So now that I have this, we are going to I can't understand because it was working. Okay, let's save here, and can't be that. No, not armature interference, not shrink wrap. Yeah, I just lost the void, this burst thing. So proportional editing. Very strong pull here. That seems good. But this can be dangerous too. Maybe it didn't save properly, or made something that made it reset. Strange thing is that I was make tests, right? So maybe I should just rewatch and see what misery happened. Yeah, so here should be careful about clipping. This is almost clipped. No, not almost clipped. So yeah, but close to clipping. Clipping in the insider shape key, I think this is very bad idea. So should be very careful about the proportional editing. Let's try again. Scale. Wait. Burst is one thing. Small. I guess I'm just tired. Confused this stuff. So this is one. This is the purse. This is. I didn't lost anything. I just was confusing stuff. So the round small is something else, which resemble the purse. Maybe it's not even necessary. So I'm gonna just make it something like that. So I'm not sure this will be necessary, but at least this will allow us to make some tests regarding. So that might be an intermediate state shape, right? So maybe that can help for I dislike this cavity here that is forming. It's all this because of the way I've transformed. It's already had something like that. Okay, so let's just fix this like this. Maybe here G here. Maybe we can expand this about there and just smooth those things out. And yeah, that seems adequate. Okay, so maybe just a little more, so proportional. Okay, and then something like that maybe. this seems to be a bit too close. Let's move it far. GG, this can do some. And also the lips also seem too bold here. These are geometric lips. They are the base mesh, essentially some sort of base mesh, not base geometry here. We don't want them to be anatomical, although they look a little. They were looking a little anatomical. So here we're gonna indeed try to make more rounded this if possible. Smooth this out. Yeah, this can provide some help. Not sure this smoothing can be a bit dangerous. This seems to be working. Good. So here, this is a rounded small. Let's see how this combined with something else, like I just don't know when. Oh yes, this is getting some. Okay. So this is interesting. Maybe we still need a big one. So I think that I'm just gonna add a drive. So this will probably achieve some by some rotation, like here, right? So we're gonna got the rotation on Y local. Yeah, it's the negative, right? So rounded large, we have nothing here, so just disable. So let's just get a simplify, copy driver, paste driver, so the rotation, so that we can still use the same bone. And so I'm not gonna use this, just variable, and Y rotation on local space, yes, and of course it's doing the rotation on the. So I think in this case it's just an inversion. Edit, so negative var, or var times, yeah, I could do like times -1. So that also works. Oh, we have this is trigonometry. It seems to this rotation is radians, so that is, I think the result would be the same. No, hold on. Not doing anything. No, okay, it's doing. Oh, I need y. Yeah, so I was just rotating in a wrong way. So yes, that works. So yeah, let's just list that simplify stuff, right? So here the limit rotation could help maybe, because then this will be more complicated. So limit rotation after this. So here, no, not copy, limit rotation. So limit all this. So just no, the like -90. Affect transforms. It's very awkward to manipulate those bones sometimes. So local space also. There we go. Okay, this should be better. And so then another rotation maybe will be to the front, so you can combine these stuff. So for now we can do certain things, and what we would need to, yeah, there would be a few more. So basically it's the happy, sad, which probably will be different, and then the large O, right? So I think for now it's enough for today, folks. Wasn't able to conclude, but we are nearly doing so. And for the shape keys, that is, what's happening here? It's because this mouth shape, I think it affects differently the lips, anyways. So we are getting cool shapes overall for the mouth. With some, oh look, no, this is dangerous. You cannot just place this bone, yeah, because these bones have other functionalities. So yes, this is kinda cool. This is not unexpected, but yeah, why not? So and we can tweak, yeah, the master mount, the control mount. This is mirrored, let's do differently. And we can have this. So with the happy we can do this, we can improve the happy face even on small amount. See, this we can pull forward, so we can have some control over the, if we want some artifact. But this can be dangerous if we keyframe this in principle. You should try to avoid this fixing artifacts with, if we see the artifacts, of course, trying to yeah, in my opinion this is actually very, very good, with some small things that we need to improve, but yeah, especially also the nose tip that is recurrently having there. Some intersection with the arcades, but yes, the shape keys and some adjustments on the setup, this is really doing good job now. Of course we need to avoid too much chaotic motion, but the setup is working, right, in some very good ways. And you see the amount of mouth lips that I have here. The anatomic lips, oh, it's 0. Okay, so let's say let's get some shading, even though it's not ready, but just to assess what we've got. So yes, we got really powerful rig going on. So thanks to two rigging masters, right, of melts and other stuff. It's the Joey Carlino on his, I think that's the YouTube channel, and Kamal Karhad. I don't know the surname on. It's on Blender Artist Forum. He also has a YouTube channel, but I think this for the Universal Sonic Melt rig. So by combining those two, of course there will be other helping tutorials, but essentially from what I remember, the fundamentals, if it weren't for those two, I certainly wouldn't have been able to do this. I would be still trying crazy experiments forever and never getting anything close to this, because I was doing a lot of mouth rigging experiments until I've discovered the Universal Sonic Melt rig. I already knew the Joe Carlino thing, but what I was trying to do was something more complex. But still, what it's there, I've rewatched, and that helped me later on to get improved in the customization. And so you see that it really looks very good. I won't say, yeah, I risk to say that start looking professional, but in this own style, right? Forget the shading, but the shading is still looking okay. And then we have even more. We get some. Now this is overdoing, overexposure, right? And the cool thing is that there is no. No, it is on. Okay, but you see, it works even with the subdivision of the body turned off, so it's quite interesting here. This is because of the we have some intersections here that why can't push this outside. Anyways, so folks, this was it for today. We are very close to concluding this sacred profane. Yes, so those things, right? So round small, then rounded large, which is missing, and then happy, sad. This should be relatively simple. Kiss and others, I'm not gonna make any others because I don't have any idea. This will be the 2D 3D refs test, will be like the big stuff, folks, because there I'm gonna get my Pinterest. This revised mechanism is not important at the top. So I'm gonna get my Pinterest collection of some melt expressions, and I will be making some direct consideration. Actually, let's show what that looks like. So where's this Pinterest initial? So I'm making this collection because I could use my own drawings, right? But there's just too much shapes and I'm out of ideas, right? To just technically make mouth expressions, it's boring. And I don't know, maybe I want to have some more radical references, not mine, maybe something more original than what I do, so I like this mount shape. So this is the has been auto, so it's like getting this so I have all this collection. So this is all that I want to reproduce in the rig, the reversal in 3D. Well, not this is just a reference, right? But I want to do something like that. Not totally exact, but you see I'm doing 3D character on a 3D mouth rig, but I want to get something, I believe it will be possible, yeah. So all these ideas, cartoonish, American cartoonish with some reference probably from, this is a mix of stuff, right? Very sophisticated style, in my opinion. So you get this lot of mouth shape. So here, so you see where the mouth is, so the mouth corner, lip corner here, and the shape. So not very different from many other things, but it's very inspiring, very well done, and there are a lot of variety. This character's muzzle has a lot to do. Yes, this style actually is very close to what I do, or the inverse if you prefer. What I do is similar to this in so many ways, but this is more sophisticated in it's more free, right? It's more organic than the faces that I do. So this is, look at this, they are even somewhat awkward expressions, and this is something that I'm not very, usually I don't explore too much with those because of my excessive anime inspirations, right? Background, so it's very hard to me to make some exaggerations like this cartoonish stuff, but in 3D it's a different story, and that might be, we can achieve this deformed with shape keys on the if we wanted. I don't need that, but we could want for example this, right? So this is not an original idea. Yes, so this would be sort of, no, not too challenging, right? It's just a profile with some, I see there's slight overlap of the upper lip, let's say, to the lower lip. So, and the lipstick doesn't show anywhere on some. I thought this character has yeah, it has some sort of lipstick, or it's like an animal lipstick, animal lips, like dog, I don't know. You know, they have thin black lipstick or dark lipstick, yeah. So lips, right? Certain canines, right? I think this is the inspiration for this girl character. Anyway, so this is what I will gonna go straight ahead, getting one by one. Can I make this? Can I make that? Can I? And in the end, we can turn each success here into a pose asset. That will be a master cartoon rig in Blender. Then I could probably make a real tutorial from scratch on how to do this, if anyone, because after that I think I'm gonna leave this stuff and go for 2D, 3D rigging of mouth shape with grease pencil and leave this madness. But I will at least want to leave this character done. I might use her for some animations. This one, right? With yeah, all the setup done, right? So folks, thanks for watching. Take care, happy blending. Next, in the weekend, I think I'll do something else, so not this. So expect that if something happens live streaming weekends, in the weekend I will bring something different. And so expect me to return on this mount Universal Sonic mount rig and mixed cartoony mount setups in the next Monday. And that's it. Feel free to be around. Please like, subscribe if you haven't, and thanks for the presence and the watching here, the contributions. You are very welcome and I appreciate it. Have a nice weekend. Take care and happy blending, folks. See you around.